Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is True Crime Tuesday yet again, and today we will be talking about the very recent disaster that happened in South Korea. Now, you might already know about this because this pretty much became global news overnight. I am filming this today on November 6th, and since this only happened a week ago, we don't really have a ton of information yet. Or at least we do not have the full details of what happened, as this is an ongoing investigation. Now, this news spread like wildfire worldwide, but all we have for now are very short news clips and articles, as the details of this gruesome tragedy slowly begin to unfold. So I have decided to compile all of this information into one video, along with a few details from my aunt's Korean students who have been watching their local news nonstop ever since this tragedy happened. So with that said, let's get into it. If you guys see me looking down, that is because I have my notes right in front of me. So anyway, on the evening of Saturday, October 29th, 2022, about 100 to 110,000 people gathered in the streets of Itaewon, a popular and honestly quite affluent neighborhood in the Yongsan-gu district, Seoul, South Korea. Itaewon is a multicultural commercial area and is known for its nightlife, restaurants, and boutiques. And every year, people would gather in this area to celebrate different events and holidays. Now, on this Saturday specifically, or this particular day, people were celebrating Halloween in advance. And since this was the first major Halloween event ever since the global pandemic started, the authorities as well as the local government already expected a surge in the attendees. However, they didn't really expect the crowd to be this huge. They prepared for this influx of people, and instead of deploying the usual 40 to 90 police officers, a total of 137 were dispatched around the neighborhood to assist with crowd control. Now, the police are still investigating who or where the commotion started, but according to some rumors, a blogger made up a story saying that a popular K-pop artist was in one of the clubs in Itaewon and that this caused a stampede. However, according to reports and witness testimonies, this was not a stampede but was instead a crowd crush. Now, based on witness testimonies, all of the people who perished were in one 14-foot alleyway that went downhill, and the people from the upper area of this alley started to push. One person then fell to the ground because of the pushing, and this caused a domino effect, making dozens more fall to the ground as well. Now, since the others behind them were pushing forward, the ones who have already fallen could not get up. And being piled up in this very narrow alley made it impossible for other people to pass by. And this is when the crushing began. There were thousands of them packed into that 14-foot alleyway, and none of them could breathe nor move. And even though there were a few police officers there, the panic and noise was way too much to handle. And as I have mentioned, there were 137 officers dispatched that night. However, those 137 were spread all throughout Itaewon. And since there was a huge crowd, as well as a lot of slow-moving vehicles in the area, once the other officers finally got to that particular alleyway, it was already too late. A third of the victims died right then and there in the streets of Itaewon. A lot of good Samaritans tried to help out by pulling people out of the ruckus and performing CPR. The others were taken into a nearby hospital. As of now, a total of 156 people have perished because of this unfortunate incident. but the death toll is still expected to rise because out of the 149 other people that were injured, 33 remain in critical condition. The bodies were then moved to a nearby gymnasium for an easier search and identification by their families. And by easier, I mean the process of searching for and identifying their loved ones, not easier emotionally or mentally. Now, in terms of these statistics, 98 of those who died were women. 11 were teenagers, and 5 of which were still in high school, while 1 was a middle schooler, so very, very young. 80% of the fatalities were comprised of young adults, mostly in their early to mid-20s. 26 of the victims were foreigners, and although some of them have not been identified yet, 5 were from China, 4 from Russia, 2 from the United States, 2 from Japan, and 1 each from Australia, Norway, France, Austria, Vietnam, Thailand, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Sri Lanka. One of the victims was an up-and-coming singer named E.G. Han, and he was only 25 years old. As of now, investigations are still ongoing, and it is said that a 475-member task force was formed to focus solely on this investigation. CCTV footages from the streets and commercial establishments in Itaewon are being reviewed as we speak. Survivors and witnesses are also being interviewed for the authorities to have more insight about what really transpired that night. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol also ordered a national period of mourning with various special mourning sites spread around the capital city of Seoul for the locals to pay their respects and offer their prayers to the victims. Now, special investigators are also now looking into the police after complaints were made accusing them of inadequately responding to emergency calls made hours prior to the incident. Now, a total of 11 calls were said to have been made to warn the authorities of the surge or influx of people in the area. These warnings seem to have either been disregarded by the dispatchers and were not relayed to those in charge of crowd control, or the information was passed on but no action was taken. So this is what that group of special investigators are trying to figure out. What went wrong and what were the authorities or the police officers doing before this all happened? They're also trying to figure out who or what initiated the pushing leading to the crush. Now, this crowd crush is South Korea's deadliest disaster since the Seoul ferry sinking in 2014 that claimed the lives of 304 people. If you are interested in knowing more about the Seoul tragedy, I will be covering that next month for Crime Mass. Yes, I am doing a Vlogmas crime style. So from December 1st to 24th, I will be uploading true crime videos every single day. Yeah, but anyway, this is all the information that I have for you guys right now. Should I learn more facts about this, I'll probably upload an update video or give an update in the pinned comment below. It is very, very sad, and a lot of people online have started victim blaming as well. And honestly, I'm not happy about the victim blaming. All these people wanted to do was to have fun after the global pandemic, after being on lockdown for almost 3 years. And yeah, as usual, I would love to hear your thoughts on this case, and should there be any other case that you would like for me to cover on this channel, please let me know by leaving a comment down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on my next video.